Ahoy there mateys, and welcome to what is labelled as Game 4 of the Riga grind. Although looking at the XP on the ship, it appears that I've neglected to record one of the battles. Well, as Jingles would say, ship happens. Let's take a look at the team lineups for this battle then. Okay, I'm a top tier ship for this particular lineup, which you would hope would be favourable. And what you're going to see here at the moment is a habit I had at the time of comparing my ship quickly versus the relative strengths of the other cruisers that I might come up against. In this particular battle we're on the Northern Waters map, but that kind of pales into significance because it's an epicentre battle, and that really dictates the priority that you really should be after in the game, which is centre map control. In this case then, I will head towards the epicentre and start to look at then how the team starts to deploy, how it distributes itself. Right then, we're heading for a battle zone. Let's get the crew ready. Hands to action stations, hands to action stations. Assume NBC State 1 Zulu, close all watertight doors. On this map I would usually position myself alongside this island that you see here, but there are already too many ships there. Instead then I hold my position where I am, and because I don't need the protection of an island, I'm not inside the epicentre, I hold my position here so that I am able to provide some spotting for my team, but I do have this island up in front of me that I can duck behind if I do need that protection. That usefulness I was having for the team in providing a bit of spotting has now passed. That Fiji is going beyond me towards the epicentre, so this is about time to make a decision and do something more positive. Shooting the island straight in front of me is not the positive contribution I was talking about. Now all of my teammates are starting to move away from that initial island that I would have liked to go to, and then moving around that eastern side of the epicentre, I start to move across to my preferred position on this map. In doing so though, I expose my broadside and get chunked for 50% of my HP. On reviewing this game, I had two useful options open to me, either pulling inside to assist Jervis in the epicentre or moving across the map to provide a bit more balance to my team on the other side. Instead of that, inexplicably, I turn around here and go back to a position where I'm providing no benefit to the team.
I need support. Requesting assistance. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
see here now is 2/3 of our team that you could throw a beach towel at and cover them all. Not in a useful position to assist the team in terms of moving towards map control or centre map control. Now that we can see pretty much all of the enemy team, we can see that we're sailing into a crossfire exposure here, whereby we can be fired upon from 90-degree angles, so we're pretty much going to be giving broadside, all of us, to somebody on the enemy team, and that's not a good situation. We do make an aggressive push from here, and at the time it felt like we were making some kind of progress. Again, that's not paying attention to the minimap. If you do stay on the minimap, you'll see what happens to the map control as we do try to push further south to oppose the enemy. What you'll also see is very little communication in the chat window to enable us to collaborate and coordinate and communicate to try and strategize from this point. What are we going to do from here? It seems to me though that only more experienced players are open to that kind of communication and teamwork in any case. You can see the centre map control starting to flip now, and it would just continue from ineffective to worse. Definitely not one of my better games in Riga, and I would suggest probably not one of the better games for most of my teammates either. I've already mentioned that one of the best things that I've learned to help me improve as a player in World of Warships is use of the minimap, but I wasn't doing that at this stage of the Riga grind. I had too much of a tunnel vision focusing in on targets that were right in front of me. And here comes an example of that. Stuck in bino view, and instead of paying attention to what's around me, I neglect to pay attention to my steering and that upcoming island, and I managed to almost get myself stuck on it. You're going to see me have several goes at this St. Louis now, and he sells me a dummy every single time with forward and backwards movement, and I have several goes and I try to anticipate his direction, and in my opinion I get it wrong every single time. Take a look at the centre of the map now. We can see that middle ring being closed off. Jervis is going to get beaten out of there, so the enemy can capture the very centre as well, and from there on in it looks very bleak for us. Have to give a shout out to Jervis though. It's a magnificent effort on behalf of the team with not really much support throughout the entire game. So as a team, we're 160 points behind now, and that capture's going to keep on growing if you look at the centre of the map. What is there left to do now? Time to get out the YOLO t-shirts, I think, and carry on. It is still possible to win the game. If you take a look, we're only one ship behind. But I think at this point we're going to have to sink all of the enemy ships in order to get a victory. During the game then, not only did I not pay attention or notice the crossfire situation that we were in as a group of ships earlier on, but I'm going to go ahead now and repeat the same mistake, pushing into crossfire once more.
The enemy is about to win.
We've taken significant damage up until now. Still, it's time to let the fleet know our current condition. I managed to avoid these torpedoes, but that means showing my broadside to a Riga at close range. And there's only one result of that.
Problem solved, sir.
Time to man the lifeboats then. And I won't put you through the pain of watching the rest of this particular battle, although you can do so in the minimap view that's upcoming. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results for this battle. So 26,000 damage, no great shakes, and I would suggest not a particularly good contribution to the team effort either throughout that battle. A mediocre position in the score, possibly higher than deserved, if truth be told. Still, that's 4 defeats on the spin now. I would say no particularly great contribution in that game, but no one that I'd recognise for conspicuous gallantry. Although, as I mentioned during the commentary, I'll give a shout out to the Jervis, who did make a good effort of trying to get that map control for the team. So over to the minimap view, and let's see what lessons we can learn from there. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon.